Hey guys, it's Erica. So I want to talk today in this video about a very interesting observation I've had since I started this channel here on YouTube, and that's the topic of male aggression. Now, I had a feeling I'd be doing this topic at some point, but I was amazed at how quickly this became an issue. And the reason I'm noticing it so dramatically is because I've spent the better part of the last 4 years really working with women. So my audience on my other YouTube channels is like over 90% women. And so anytime you do a YouTube channel or you go online and you put yourself out there, you're always going to get the haters. I mean, those people just, I don't know what they do with their time, but they enjoy going on the internet and arguing, bashing people, personally insulting them. And yes, I've gotten that here on this channel. Personal attacks, attacking my information, my credibility, the fact that I'm a woman and how, whatever, right? I mean, haters are going to be haters regardless. But what's been fascinating to observe is the difference in the energy. When people would be negative and angry and putting mean comments down on my other channels, they were never aggressive. And in the short time I've been doing this, it's amazing how aggressive some of these comments are. And it's like, wait a second, like, you don't even, what? Like, what? It's like one of those things where, first of all, I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to win a popularity contest. And if you watch my initial video, which I'm sure many of you haven't seen it, but it's like the intro video to this channel, I tell you in that video that I'm not here to just make you feel good. I'm here to be honest. I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you the tough love sometimes. And honestly, quite frankly, if I don't piss you off on occasion, I'm not doing my job. The reason that I am doing this work and have been focused on this is because we're talking about the shadow. We're talking about the sides of self that most people don't like. And it's when they're triggered that you have the biggest opportunity to shift it. You have the biggest opportunity to change it. So while it's not insulting me if you guys bash me on my channel. And there really haven't been that many, but it's just interesting how the tone is completely different than on my other channels where my audience is over 90% women. It's not going to stop me from saying what I need to say. If you don't like my work, certainly just move on, click away. But first of all, I'm going to hold up a mirror right now. What is it about you that makes you feel like you want to be attacking and aggressive to a total stranger on the internet for trying to help people? I mean, what does that say about you? It doesn't say anything about me. It says everything about you. And honestly, some of you may be thinking it. You might be angry or you don't like what I'm saying, but at least you're not typing it on a computer for the world to see. I mean, that's a whole nother level. But my point is, I hope that I piss you off from time to time. And honestly, if I piss you off more often than not, but you're still watching, there's a reason you're drawn to this information. There's a reason within you that's like, you know what, you can be better. And the biggest thing that I want to show you guys something here. When I'm talking about masculine energy on this channel, I'm talking about empowering you. And a lot of men, especially when they get into the dark night of the soul, what they do, I'm not a good multitasker. Hold on, I have to find, okay, here we go. A lot of times there is that moment in the dark night of the soul where you start to tap into things, you start to reach rock bottom, and you're like, what the heck is my life all about? That is when you feel literally helpless, powerless, and almost at the bottom of the emotional scale. And this is work by, I believe his name is David Hawkins. He's a PhD who is a scientist that studies consciousness. He has a scale, and I know you guys like numbers and stuff. So there's a scale here, the emotional scale of vibration. Everything has a frequency. Emotions have frequencies. And so the lowest end of this downward spiral, the lowest vibration emotion is powerlessness. Is feeling powerless. And then one up from there is insecurity. One up from there is guilt. Another up from there is jealousy, then there's hatred, and then there's rage and anger. So guess what, guys? If you're feeling rage and anger, it's a good thing. It means you're feeling, it's like the masculine energy needs to almost get pissed off in order to get into action, to get that fire going, to get that flame of like it's actually meant to be used in a good direction. So those of you that are putting any negative comments down, you might want to redirect that anger and put it towards something good, right? The masculine energy in all of us, whether we're male or female, doesn't matter. The masculine energy, that anger can be used for good if you channel it in the right direction. And so rather than directing it outward at someone, a random person you don't know on YouTube, aka me, why don't you direct it and looking at self and saying, how can I channel this frustration? How can I channel it into something that's going to be productive in my life? Like, what are you, like, trying to say something to a stranger, like, to hurt me? Oh, it's going to hurt my feelings. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not. And what, like, how is that benefiting you? How is that benefiting you? It's really not either. So it's like nobody's winning in that situation. So I do want to say that it is, so rather than make aggression necessarily a negative thing, right? Because aggression may not be the right word, but like I call it fuel. And it can be, that fuel can be expressed in a positive way, in a purposeful way, in a productive way, or it can be wasted on something completely that's not going to do anything for you. What do you want to be doing? When you're pissed off, don't you want to use it for something good in your life? It's like, if I'm going to be pissed off, I may as well like go do something good with myself, right? Or channel it into a positive direction. And so that is what we're talking about. Toxic masculinity is the negative comments. And I don't want this to be about the negative comments because it's really, to me, just an illustration of my bigger point. So toxic masculinity feels the need to get angry, to lash out, to be mean, to put people down, to, whatever. I don't even know what it is. I don't, like, I've never in my life felt like doing that to anybody, but then again, to each his own. But toxic masculinity is what we're trying to shift here. And if you have even thought those things good, in a way, because it's showing you something you need to see within yourself. Because deep down, you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that aggressor. It's okay to get frustrated and angry. It's just how you express it. And just think of it, like you have all this amazing energy within you. Why do you want to be wasting it on stuff that like isn't getting you anywhere? Really? I mean, think of how much arguing is on the internet these days, right? I mean, it's like so exhausting. Like, it's like, that's such a waste of people's energy. So remember this emotional scale, guys. I like that the masculine energy in the collective has been in a feeling of powerlessness. And we are meant to strive forward in humanity now by getting into that energy of doing. Because right up from anger is worry, doubt, impatience, irritation, frustration, pessimism. But then it starts shifting up into the positive. And when you start living in the higher vibrations, do you know how much better your life is? It's an energetic thing, whether you believe it or not. This stuff is studied constantly. I've read many books about the science of energetics and emotion and all that stuff. And you can go geek out on it if you want to. But anyway, I hope that this video helps. Do give it a thumbs up and ask yourself if this has helped you. Or if you're pissed off, you'll give it a thumbs down, whatever. I hope that this has given you some food for thought. And ask yourself, how are you showing up? How are you directing your anger and your frustration? It's not about stuffing it. It's not about not feeling it. It's about redirecting it into something productive. So guys, until next time, bye.